think that archaeologists are very reluctant to accept the broader idea. They are willing, they can hardly deny, that some structures are specifically aligned to the equinoctial rising point of the sun, in other words, due east. And other structures are aligned to the rising or the setting of the sun on the summer or the winter solstice. That cannot be denied. The broader idea that, for example, positions of stars in the sky might be replicated on the ground, that's an idea that archaeology completely rejects. Robert Brauval brought us the Orion Correlation, and my God, did archaeology descend upon him like a ton of bricks for just noticing that the three great pyramids of Giza are laid out on the ground in the pattern of the three stars of Orion's belt. And then when we work precession into the equation, we find that they're not laid out in the pattern of Orion's belt as it looked in 2500 BC when the pyramids are supposed to have been built. They're laid out in the pattern of Orion's belt in 10,500 BC, 12,500 years ago. Sphinx aligned with it was looking at the rising sun, and behind it the constellation of Leo, 12,500 years ago. But if you go back 26,000 years before that, you'll find the same alignment occurring. It's a cycle. It's not a one-off event. It's a cycle that recurs every 26,000 years.
It's a mind blower.
It's a mind blower, and that's why John Anthony West, who I'm so glad you had him on your show
Had him on a couple times, yeah.
before he passed. He was such a genius and such a funny guy. He was an absolute genius, and John was of the view that the Sphinx is more than 30,000 years old,
yes,
rather than just 12,500 years old.
Well, that's what aligned so interestingly with Robert Schoch's analysis of the water erosion. Mm-hmm. That this is thousands of years of rainfall.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the really important matter that Robert Schoch has brought to the table, which no other person has dared to do. Now, so John brought Robert Schoch there to Giza, and Robert Schoch immediately recognized the weathering patterns on the Sphinx as the result of heavy rainfall, exposure to heavy rainfall for thousands of years. And you have to go back to the Younger Dryas to get that kind of heavy rainfall in Giza, hence the notion that the Sphinx geologically, whatever else we may say about it, is 12,000 plus years old. And it was courageous of Robert to do that. He put his own career in jeopardy, just like anybody who sticks their neck out in this field does. He put his own career in jeopardy by standing up for a much older Sphinx, and I just hugely respect him for doing that.